Hello and welcome to the Penno Channel. We make some big change. It's been 8 games, but finally Aston Villa get 3 points in the league and get a victory. This is the match reaction to Aston Villa 3, Brentford 1 in the Premier League. I'm joining my bro to go through this one. I'm going through a bit of a rough patch myself. I was a bit ill, so couldn't make the game last night. But I know someone who was in attendance, who braved the cold and saw the Villa get a big 3 points. Bro, how you doing? How you feeling? And how were things last night?
How you doing, bro? Hopefully you feel better soon for the Southampton game. But yeah, it was pissing it down with rain last night, and I was just looking out, and I was just like, okay, let me just get to Villa Park. Let me just get there. Let me just try and enjoy the game, and hopefully Villa win, bro. And whilst there was a lot of empty seats by me, obviously we sit in the upper hall. Though it was quite empty, but we were still having fun in it. Like when we were scoring the goals, we were celebrating together. Anyone that was just around me, we were celebrating with. So yeah, it was good vibes, man.
With different people for different games around by us, in it because they are corporate seats. Sometimes there isn't anyone there. Sometimes there is. But
Yeah,
less of that for this episode. We'll save that for another time. So yeah, bro. Fantastic result, and finally Villa win a game, man. It's been too long. The last game being Fulham away, was it? I think. Is that the last one, or was it Bologna?
Bologna was the last game. Fulham away was the last league game.
Last in the league, wasn't it? Yeah. So it's been a long time coming. October. Finally, we put in a performance, and it had everything about it. And yeah, we'll crack on and get into it, bro. Starting off with the lineup. So now I know you must have been on your way all around Villa Park at the time. What was your thoughts seeing that lineup and seeing the massive news that Tyrone Mings was starting?
I was still at home, bro. I was still at home. I was just seeing it before I left, didn't it? So yeah, it was a massive call for Mings to come in because I wasn't actually sure how Emery felt about him after the Club Brugge game and after the incidents, because his comments after the game were pretty harsh. Like they were pretty strong. He said it's like the worst mistake he's ever seen. So I thought, okay, maybe he's not going to give him any opportunities from now till January. But he started this game. Kamara, Tillemans, midfield, that was expected. And I think the rest of the team you probably expect as well. Bailey coming back in for Philogene. Carlos benched again, bro. So it was Mings Konza. So yeah. And big news as well was Martinez got over his injury, got over what was a hairline fracture on his finger. And I think that kind of settled Villa fans as well. The fact that Martinez was starting, I think people thought, okay, it's not as bad as it seems. Like we can still get a victory here. So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So was Martinez? I couldn't catch it on TV. But was Martinez wearing anything interesting on his gloves? You know, or was it just standard gloves or nothing? Yeah, just standard procedure. And also, yeah, regarding Mings Konza, going back to 22-23, second half of the season under Emery, style of play and back four really.
Well, someone made a comment. It's like this is the exact same lineup we had when the Fulham game where Gerrard got sacked. So.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad how many, except for Morgan Rogers and I think Yuri Tillemans. It's not far off. I think it's identical really. Because who would have been in for them? Dougie and Buendia.
Ramsey.
That's literally it. Yeah, but even if Ramsey wasn't like McGinn, Bailey, Kamara, Watkins, there's only the two real positions that were there. And I think Ramsey might have been injured around that time as well.
No, I think he started against Fulham in the last game. I think I remember him starting.
Oh, fair enough. Anyway, yeah, bro. So let's get into it and what happened and how Brentford set up really, because you go into this game, you think of Brentford, you think, okay, they haven't got the best away record. I don't think they've won a game away this season so far. I think Southampton are in the same boat as well. But you know, we're in a difficult position. You know, they've got dangerous players on the attack, especially the front three potentially, could say, of Mbeumo, Sade and Wissa. They just come off scoring 4 at the weekend, so they were in good spirits from that. You know, Frank's a difficult manager, a top tactician at times, and we all remember what they did to us last season as well when we found ourselves in a 2-0 commanding position and came back, and you know, it took for us to equalise in the end to get a point from that game. So yeah, they kind of set up with a 4 at the back out of possession and with a 3 in possession, and they really pushed up Lewis Potter within the game. And I thought that was those intricacies and those details within this game was what was won and lost it for either side. They were pushing really hard with loose Potter with the free. And then that allowed a lot of space down the right-hand side for Bailey and Cash. And if they could, manoeuvre and create, we'd get a lot of joy from that. And I thought that was the pivotal part of the game throughout the whole 90 minutes. But yeah, going into the first 10, bro, I think they kind of had the better of the play. How did you see it from the start?
Literally in the stadium, I was just like, Villa, please don't concede to this bullshit kickoff glitch that they've mastered all season, where they're scoring in the first 30 seconds. That was literally my thought. Please just defend it. And they do what they always do. They go back to their keeper or defender and they boot it long. And they won a free kick from it. And I was thinking, come on, man. It's not going to be today, is it? But I think we dealt with it well. They were working it down the sides through Wissa and Bremo. They were linking up as well. And as you said with Luis Potter, they were always looking for that diagonal to him because he was just in acres of space because he pushed so high. And that was like, as you said, where they were attacking, but it was also their downfall because of the space that we were just getting on that side with Bailey. As for Villa, bro, we were the same as always in our 3-back 2-5 shape. We had Mings, Konza, Cash forming the 3, and we was pushing Dean really high. And I think early on we saw, bro, like Konza straight away was looking for those diagonals to Dean. Mings was passing to Dean as well. And we were looking to get in behind that way. And there was a couple of times, bro, where Luka Dean was getting in behind and he was crossing it in. And there just wasn't a Villa player to score. I noticed as well, whenever Mings was on the ball early on, he was looking for diagonals to Bailey. Cash was running inside and we were getting past them that way. So really nice to see us with different ideas in order to break down Brentford, who at times were like 5 at the back when they were defending.
Yeah, you could tell the first 10 was pretty nervy just within the stadium and on the ball. So there was 2 instances where I think Kamara and Tielemans got caught on the ball within the first 10 minutes. One led to a Sade shot, which went just wide as well. So it was a bit nervy. On the TV, you could see through the stream that Emery wasn't happy at all. He was fuming on the touchline just because we were getting caught.
The chair, didn't he?
Yeah, getting caught in possession. So in our defensive third, which it's not on really. We should be trying to play out from there, especially being the home side, and it happened twice, as I said. So yeah, that was the jitters and the nerves going into it. I thought there was some good defensive work from our players as well within that opening 10-15 minutes. I thought the wingers Bailey did some good defensive work within that area as well. But yeah, bro, there's nothing more that can settle us and settle a game than a Villa goal and Villa taking the lead, man. And it wasn't as early as I'd like to see. I always say, can we score within the first 10-15? But the goal comes on the 21st minute.
Yeah, can we talk about this goal? Because this is such a good team goal. This might be one of my favourite Villa goals all season. And it comes like Brentford go long. Mings wins his aerial battle. And Mings was like everywhere yesterday. Like he was defending his zones like really well. It falls to Kamara, bro. Sorry, it falls to Tielemans. And Tielemans passes to Kamara. Kamara has 2 Brentford players trying to press him. And the turn is just ridiculous. Like, how much have we missed this guy? Even last season at times as well. Like, he makes such a difference. He's got the defensive ability and he's got like the technical grace just to do both and help us get out of situations. And yeah, Tielemans, it was a great pass from him as well. And then Kamara feeds it to Rodgers, who carries it all the way up the pitch, bro, with his blonde hair now for this game. Gives it to Watkins. Watkins gives it him back. And the finish is just ridiculous. Like, do you remember that Wyman goal against Stoke all them years back? This is a bit of a throwback, but it reminded me of that finish where he's just on the edge of the box and he just curls it into the other corner. And yeah, bro, like the celebration as well. I don't know if you've seen all that with Cole Palmer and him responding to what Cole Palmer had shared on Instagram about their Snapchat chat saying he was going to leave with the Player of the Match award and that. So a little message to Cole Palmer as well. So yeah, beautiful goal. And Villa finally take the lead in the game.
Yeah, it was fantastic play for Anna, and I agree with you. I think it's one of the best goals we scored this season for sure. It's just really good play. It's showing Morgan Rodgers' strengths with driving the ball. It's showing Kamara's strengths, being under pressure, 2 men on him, and just playing at his own pace and getting out of a tight situation. Nice assist for Ollie as well, even though it's a simple pass, but you have to make those as well. It's good decision making, and the finish is sublime. And just what we needed, man. We just needed to take the lead in that game. We really did, just to set everyone's nerves and something we could build on as well. I'm so happy we did, because, as I said, the opening 10 minutes, it did feel like it was a bit of a basketball game, and it could have gone either way. Even though the shots might have not represented that, it just felt the way the ball was transitioning. No one was really controlling the play. So it was fantastic that we got the early goal. Just a couple of comments.
Oh, you're going to do
it. Go on. No, you go.
That's how I know we're brothers. Like, literally the same point. We were just let's get into the comments.
Go.
Flangers joined us, says, evening chaps, was so happy to see Mings on the team sheet. He played brilliantly with his amount of aerial clearances he made. Thank God we bounced back the way we did. Cairo, thanks for joining us, says up the Villa as well. And guys, if you are in the chat, if you could like the video, that would be greatly appreciated as well. And so yeah, bro, Villa 1-0 up. Happy days, man, 20th minute. And then you think now, okay, Brentford kind of have to push up a bit more. Because after the 10th minute, we'd started to like pin them back into their own box, and we started to dominate possession a lot more, bro.
Yeah, I thought Rodgers turned into a different player once he scored, It like we've seen over the last few weeks that he's been lacking confidence. His touch hasn't been there. Maybe it's through overplaying. Unai likes to use him for 90 minutes, and he was getting tired. He went to England. So he hasn't been performing to the level he's shown. And that can be expected just because, he's a young talent who's only played 1 year in the Premier League. But I thought after he scored, that was it then. He was back, and he was just carrying the ball. It was noticeably different. He was playing nice passes with 1-2. There was a lovely with Tielemans. There was a lovely 1-2 within that as well. Yeah. For Bailey's chance, with the right footed shot, which Flecker made a good save from. He was just a different player after that. And we had some good opportunities, as I said. We had the Bailey shot. Rodgers had another chance as well with a right footed shot, which he put wide. So yeah, we were really grew into the game from that point, and we started to stamp our authority. And that's all I thought we needed. We just needed an early goal to get some confidence, and we'd start playing, and that's exactly what we did, bro.
Yeah, it's such a good point about Rodgers' link-up play and confidence, because plays the 1-2 with Tielemans, carries the ball all the way up the pitch, feeds Bailey. And what I love about this version of Bailey when we are a goal up, he gets afforded more space. And I really like that he took the shot on. Instead of cutting back and then trying to cross it in and for it to get blocked, like he runs, he carries on. He does a nice little step over, gets past his man and shoots. And that's what I want to see more from Bailey. I want to see him get more shots off in the box and try and get his first goal of the season. And yeah, Bailey, I thought, had a great first half as well, to be honest. So it's just mad. Like I was saying in the stadium, like the confidence and the way we were playing, it was almost just like, okay, now I recognise this Villa side. Like we've got our side back, we got our team back.
Yeah, a big factor I want to point out is Brentford's shape as well, and our shape. And I think Unai got this on spot on, because, as you said, it was a battle really of who can play the best on their left-hand side. But what we were doing really well was, once we played off our left, we were switching it to our right side really quickly. There was a number of transitions we had in that game where we got the ball to Bailey as quickly as possible, whether that was through Tielemans, Rodgers, as you said, Mings as well. Just playing from left to right, because Lewis Potter was playing so high that there was literally a free on that side, and because we were playing across to the right on Vandenberg's side, and they were pushed over slightly that side with Collins and Pinnock as well. There was so much space on our right hand side, and it was just, can you get the ball to Leon Bailey, and something's going to happen from that. And I think that again leads to how we get the penalty and what that comes from, because it's a lovely ball from Tielemans into Bailey, and then that pass from Leon Bailey. Watkins makes a fantastic run. He's one-on-one with Ethan Pinnock in this situation, but Bailey plays the ball in behind Pinnock where he has to turn, and he can't read the ball as well, whilst having to look where Ollie Watkins is. And that's what leads to the penalty decision, because Pinnock's kind of caught in two minds. He doesn't know whether to go for the ball or to muscle off Watkins as well in that same moment, and he's kind of caught in two decisions, and it's a bit clumsy. It might be harsh, some Brentford fans might say, but it is clumsy action as well. But the ball from Tielemans and then the ball from Bailey is top play.
Yeah, them first time passes is what Emery loves. Like, you create the transition through the middle, and his quick passes. Emery plays around the back, but it's not like meaningless passing. Like, he's trying to move it so that you get quick combo play, and then you get up the pitch for a chance as quick as possible. And I think we've kind of missed that recently this season, so he'll be happy about that.
We saw it against Palace as well for the Watkins goal. We did. That was two passes straight, and Watkins took it around Henderson. So it's good to see that's coming back in.
that's Emery 101. Like that's his most ideal goal. Quick passes. You take out as many players as possible. And yeah, bro, as you said, I thought Tielemans' passing really improved this game as well. Like he'd kind of gone off a bit against Chelsea where he wasn't finding the correct weight on the passes for Watkins. Yesterday, he was really good. So yeah, lovely bit of football to get that chance. And I don't know what Thomas Frank's like complaining. Like, sure, Lord, man, like it's a penalty, bro.
Yeah, he's got the wrong side. The ball's too good. The ball has put Pinnock in a horrible position because he can't deal with it. Yeah, he's got to monitor Watkins' movement as well. He's put him in a horrible place. And Watkins, he's got the running on him. And what do you do then? He's clumsy.
And if you look at
in a horrible situation.
If you look at Pinnock's body language, you don't even complain, bro. His head's down. He knows what he's done in it. Like he's probably thinking, I hope I just don't get a red card because he doesn't even make an attempt for the ball. Like I know there's double jeopardy, but you have to make an attempt for the ball, right? He just takes him out. Gets the wrong side. And yeah, bro, Villa have a penalty, and I'm thinking to myself, who steps up?
What's the feeling like in the ground then at this point? Is it cheers or is it apprehension? What was it feeling like?
Well, most of us just thought VAR was going to rule it out anyway, so that was the first feeling. Yeah. After we got over that, we were just like, okay, maybe it's going to be Rodgers. McGinn was holding the ball as well, so we thought, maybe McGinn's going to take it. But yeah, Watkins steps up, and he ain't the most convincing penalty.
It's not convincing. It's not convincing, man. It's not. But he buries it. He scores. Well, he don't bury it, but he scores in it. But yeah, it's not convincing at all.
Like I seen Fleckham was slapping the ground like he knew, and he was just like.
Have you seen Watkins' reaction since in the celebration? He knew it was lucky, man. He's like holding his breath. He's doing one of them ones and just going.
Oh yeah.
Like no, celebrating.
Like, cheesy ass grin on his face, and he's pointing to where his family is sitting in the stadium.
Yeah. Ollie has a good record against Brentford, though. Everything seems to go in when we play against Brentford. So obviously he got 2 last season at home. He scored away as well.
Yeah, he celebrates now as well, isn't it? After that guy tried to wind him
after the guy, when he pointed at him in the goal, that's it now. You ain't gonna get no respect from Watkins going forward, Brentford fans. But yeah, he puts a penalty away. Fleckham's unfortunate, but we take those, man. And think he's on the next one. Is that it now?
Oh, 100%. He'll be on them until he misses.
Yeah, we're getting 20 goals a season, Ollie. Now that's really what was missing, isn't it? Couple of games season.
I just love how Ollie just keeps getting chances. Like I think only Haaland's had more chances than Watkins. And people always say like the big chances missed stat and use it against him. I see it as a positive, bro. Honestly, like I'd just be more scared if he wasn't getting big chances. Like, I was looking at his numbers and comparatively his XG numbers for like in comparison to other seasons, and I think he is underperforming by a few more goals than he usually would. I think he was 4, and I think his XG is like 11 at the minute. I'll be interested to see where it is at the end of the season.
Yeah, so right now, potentially the first third, you could say potentially he's underperformed where he is. Usually he's around 2 under his XG. So yeah, potentially, but we'll see. Come the end of the season, you never know that the goal to XG ratio might go back up in favour in terms of the goals he's scoring. So yeah.
And yeah, he's on 7 for the season out of 14.
10 GA already.
Yeah.
10 GA. We're back. And it's 2-0, bro. And it's 2-0. And how you feeling now? Comfortable?
Yeah.
Nice deep breath, relaxed. It's a fantastic start, isn't it? Like they've literally only had the Sade shot, and everything else it's just been Villa. It's been all Villa. And it's one of those now. It's like, can we capitalise? Can we grow even more into the game?
Steve's joined us. He said, yes, boys, Mings is back. So yeah, bro, 2-0. Do you want to talk about the third goal?
Yeah, let's move on, bro, because there's not much time between it. For that 6 minutes, I think Tielemans has a shot from a corner just before the goal. But yeah, bro, let's talk about the third. And John McGinn in open space, and that run was so good. That's so good. The way he shields the ball, the way he goes past 2 players, the way he tries to, I think he plays the pass and Rodgers tries to cross it and he gets blocked and he wins the ball back so he can go again. and Rodgers can cross it again. That whole bit of play from John McGinn epitomises John McGinn when he's on form. He was quality, he was top tier. The ball again from Rodgers was quality. And yeah, it's a fantastic finish from Matty Cash. Good to see him in those positions having shots again, because he was synonymous with that last season. I remember Newcastle away, Burnley away, he scored 2, but Newcastle away had a good big chance there. There's a few other games as well last season where he was getting into big chance areas in the box in games and having good shots. It was good to see him have that, because I think that's the first time really this season that he's been in that area, and it's just a top finish on the volley near post, and yeah, fantastic goal.
They didn't do their research on McGinn, because if you're gonna let him run, you don't let him go to. Well, if he's facing back to goal, you don't let him go to his right if he's facing back to goal, because then he's on his left foot and he can carry the ball. You try and make him go the other way. So yeah, that's a stinker from that Brentford defender. You're giving him the advantage, and then yeah, he does. That's what he's good at, bro. Like if someone gets tight to him, he can just use the backside, bro, and he just dips past the man. Bro, he just spins him and he gets up the pitch. And yeah, once it does arrive to Rodgers, the little fake shot to beat his man, like that's confidence, bro. Dink it in.
Bro, I'm telling you. You remember when Unai said, what was he said, the pretty hair in pre-season? Remember when Rodgers first did this blonde thing in pre-season, and there was a video and Unai was going, the pretty hair and all that. There's a picture of a Brazilian with blonde hair in a PSG kit, and whenever my Rodgers has blonde hair, he starts playing like him, man. I won't say too many names, but yeah, Rodgers' blonde hair started balling out again.
Yeah, and the pass to the back post, obviously he gets a little flick off their defender, but goes straight to Cash. This finish is cold, you know. This is not an easy finish. Like it's going away from him. I think Watkins looks at Cash as if to say, I think I've just got in the way of my boy's goal, because he's in an offside position, and it's about, does he attempt to go for the ball? Because if he does, then it's offside, and you've seen like the Southampton goal get disallowed the other day, Cameron Archer. So
yeah, I think that's harsh for Brentford. I can't lie. I do think that's harsh.
You think it was offside? Yeah.
It's the interpretation, and it like
yeah.
I can see it being given. I can see it not being given. That's a 50-50 decision. That like in terms of my interpretation of the rule, because how do you justify playing the ball? Because
I think it's a dumb ball anyway.
Does Pinnock go for it if Watkins isn't there?
Yeah. I hear you.
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
I'm glad that it worked out for us.
Yeah, top finish.
Hello, everyone. I want to say that Kamara is a wonderful human being. He's a wonderful footballer as well, bro. Like yesterday, how much have we just missed this guy, then, bro?
I know.
Like even this season, like he's that midfield role now. Like is Kamara, Tielemans set? I know we have Onana to come back as well. We have Barkley that comes off the bench. But for now, is that just set? Kamara, Tielemans. Do you like the midfield pairing? Would you want to see Kamara, Onana with Tielemans further forward? Like, what do you think?
That might be. I think we'll see that. I think we'll definitely see that. I do like Tielemans, Kamara, but I think we will see Kamara and Onana at some point, and Tielemans further forward. I just do. But what a player, man. Just think about it. He got injured against United, and really, if we're being real with ourselves, our dip in form since that point has been astronomical, hasn't it? Really, let's be real here. We can say Dougie was still available at that point. Diaby and players like that were still there. We did have Conference League to deal with, but the second half of the season last year, we limped over the line in comparison to the first half. Partially due to tiredness for sure, but I'm sure Boubacar Kamara not being available was also a big part of it. And I think we kind of forgot about that. We kind of downplayed it a bit as a fan base, because we ultimately achieved our goal.
I think Pete, the narratives like Dougie suffered with Kamara's absence. I think the narrative needs to be the whole club suffered with Kamara's absence, including Emery, because Emery couldn't really find a solution to Kamara's absence. We didn't have an Onana then at that time. Like the midfield pairings weren't really working. I know short term without Kamara, we had the Arsenal game away. That was a big one with Tielemans, McGinn. That they pulled off a blinder that game. They were unbelievable. But yeah, I think the whole club suffered with Kamara's absence. So to get him back now, he's big, man, and
he's all action, bro. He's Villa's Rodri. He's literally our metronome in that middle of the pitch. Like he can sit, he can tackle, he can intercept, he can play. Long passes, short passes, move, drive forward with the ball. He's just a top player. Top player, man. And just hope he just stays injury-free this season because he'll be huge for us going forward in the league and in the Champions League and hopefully the FA Cup as well, man.
Emery said last season he was probably playing his best football under him as well before that injury. Like he'd really developed his understanding of the game, his passing, how to dictate games, control tempo when we don't need to rush. And for him to get that injury, to come back now and look like he hasn't really missed a step. There's still some things that he probably could improve on. Like he had that thing in the first half where he did give the ball away. And then if you look at Damsgaard's goal as well later on, I wish he could have probably done a bit better defending that. But that's if I'm just being like super critical.
He kind of dropped too early. He did drop too early for the goal, but yeah.
Overall, but big miss. Yeah. Flange says, you painted your hair is what Unai said on the training pitch.
That's the one, yeah.
GA says he's won yesterday, like, oh my days, he's got complete facts. Completeness, that's the best way to describe it, man. On the ball, off the ball. GA also says, I hope he continues with the same cameos in future. Facts, bro. So yeah, 3-0. 32 minutes, I think, had left. Are you thinking game done?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking we can get more. We have another passage of play, which was incredible for Watkins' chance. It's passing between the lines, and Tielemans plays a few free ball for Watkins, which he hits a shot at. I think, the one he hits over the bar. Bro, that football, if you don't know if you watch that back, it's incredible. Just the one-touch play, the passing in between the players. It felt like we were back when it was 3-0, but it felt like that moment of play was the best. If we'd have scored off that, it probably would have been better than the Rodgers goal just for the play and the passing networks between the players. It was incredible, man. And it felt like we were back. It was so good. It was so good. Bro, fantastic first half. And let's do it now because we haven't spoke about him yet. But that first half from Tyrone Mings, in terms of when the ball was played into the box from Brentford, he was an absolute animal. And that's one thing we've really missed. When the ball comes into the box, he just attracts the ball to his head. Like everything was getting cleared. His reading of the game was top in that first half, especially when the ball's coming in, and the second half as well. There was massive moments where he just read the game really well. And yeah, he had a fantastic performance and couldn't wax lyrical enough about Tyrone Mings' return to the first team in the Premier League.
I think what I like the most is probably his variety of passes. I thought his passing was really on point, like he was finding certain players. And then, as you said, man, just defended the space really well. So,
it was mad. He's reading in the game because I watched it back, and he's reading and positioning for when the balls are coming into the box. It is something we have missed, definitely, aerially in the aerial duels. And there's a number of times with some dangerous crosses putting in, and he managed to get a foot or a head to it. And yeah, it was quality. It was really good.
Second half?
Let's go.
What did you think?
What
did you think of the second half?
We were brilliant again for the first 10 minutes. Bro, that game could have been 5 or 6 by that point. We were on top. The second half felt like, okay, this is going to be 4 or 5, the way we were playing. We had the Luca Dean chance. John McGinn had a big chance, which he put wide. I think he should do better with that on his left foot as well. Mings had the header that went over the bar. Watkins had a chance as well. Bro, I thought the first 10, we're gonna absolutely bury him here if we bury one of his chances. The football was great again. One thing I really want to make a point of, our defensive work on Brentford's transitions was top last night. There's a number of times Brentford would transition on us, and you think with the pace of Vissa and Bremu and Sade, and our tracking back in numbers was quality. And Leon Bailey even made a big tackle in the middle of the pitch at one point. It was quality defending. We were absolutely balling in the start of the second half, bro, and I just thought it was a matter of time before we'd get a fourth.
The passing crispness for me, I mean, as you said, we were working it down that left side. And Dino was finding so much space. I think my favourite bit of football that we played was when Dean, Rodgers, Watkins linked up on the left-hand side. And they played like quick 1-2s. Rodgers played it into Watkins. Watkins then switched it to Bailey. and Bailey had like acres just to run into and get into the box. That was reminiscent of the football we was playing yesterday.
Yeah. There was one, bro. We nearly scored on, the Arsenal goal where Bailey pulled back to McGinn. We nearly scored a chance identical to that, but McGinn couldn't get his shot off.
McGinn should have just released the ball. I thought
yeah, but he was he was identical. Bailey cut back right foot, and then McGinn was on like edge of the 6-yard box and tried to turn and thought he hit those two defenders. Yeah, like the football was quality yesterday at times. It was really good to see, man. It just felt like an early goal gave us the confidence to express ourselves, and we started really knocking the ball and playing some good stuff, man.
Onto their goal, bro. Comes about, they play the ball into the box, and Damsgaard just finds himself in space at the back post. And this is where Kamara thought he could have got a bit tighter. He jumps in, doesn't he? And like Damsgaard kind of feints the shot. It's a good finish, to be fair. And I'll be real, in the stadium there was a bit of anxiety because we wanted the win so badly, and we remember last season what Brentford did to us.
Yeah, facts. I can imagine, bro. There's anxiety in my house as well. Don't worry, watching that, because 50 what third minute was it, the goal? And it's a good finish from Damsgaard, but yeah, he does get past Kamara a bit too easily. The defenders don't get across as well. I think it's Konza as well. Doesn't get across through and he absolutely roofs it. Martinez has got no chance. But scoring that early, after it looked like we were going to get the fourth, we were just, that first 10, we were dominating. For them to just quickly get one back, you're thinking, oh no, not the same again last year. Not the same. Like that, those regular runs and the same patterns of crosses that happened last year, you're just thinking, even though Reguilon's not playing, there could be something similar here. But thankfully there wasn't. But yeah, it was good stuff, man. It was good stuff from that point after, I think. Even though they did get the goal, we kind of curbed the level they were playing. It was weird because they were gassing the involvement of Brentford in the second half on the commentary, but they weren't really that much involved. Like they had decent spells, but it weren't like we weren't going back at them.
They were winning set pieces, weren't they? I think that was
but the way they were talking them up on the comms, it didn't reflect what I was seeing personally. I mean, we still had more shots. We had 3 big chances. I had 1. We missed all 3. They scored the 1, which is Damsgaard. Higher XG, more passing. Like we still had more of the ball, more of the better chances in that second half. But yeah, the commentary were gassing it up. Like Brentford were really back in the game. It didn't really feel that way to me. Don't know how it felt in the stadium once I scored.
Just like the Chelsea game, it's almost like Brentford were begging Watkins to score as well. Like another one, like Janao gets the ball on his own sideline and he just decides just to pass it straight back to Watkins. Do you think he should have scored, or is it just what it is, where he hits it straight out Fleck and Watkins second half?
Yeah, I mean, should he score shot? I don't know. It's
a good
save. It's a good save. It's a good save, but it's a good save. I think every keeper's really coming to Villa Park to drop a classic, and again, Flecken was trying to drop a classic yesterday. Even he saved the penalty. Like he made some top saves yesterday. So yeah, man.
See, bro.
Shout out to
65th minute. Villa fans had started singing this song, to be fair. And you know, in Villa Park, when they want to see Duran, they'll let Emery know and it will start singing this song. And people were singing it around, I think it was the 60th. And then 5 minutes later, we saw him come on. Philogene comes on for Bailey as well. Watkins got a standing ovation. Like, people were really impressed with how Watkins played. His holder play was so good yesterday, bro. Like, he was terrorising. And imagine you're a Brentford centre-back. You've just been bullied by Watkins. And then you see John Duran come on. Like, your head's down, bro. Like, you're thinking, I just want to get back on this coach home, man. And that's how it felt, bro, because Duran terrorised their centre-backs when he come on. Always looked a threat. I thought that was one of my favourite like cameos from him as well. Like, everyone in the stadium was just buzzing off like how many chances he was getting, his work rate, his closing down. And that tackle, what did you think on a booking? Madness, isn't it? He's just mad.
First thing, I want to say something. Yeah, Leon Bailey, I've been giving you big ups. Yeah, you had a great game yesterday. You created the pen, but don't ever stop playing ever again. Yeah, don't do that ever again, because you were in a good situation. You were getting out of the area on that side, and for some reason you started walking, and I don't know why. Like, nah, don't do that. But apart from that, you had a good game, Bailey. But that pissed me off, that dude, at that point in the game. I was like, what are you doing? So yeah, don't do that. For Duran, yeah, man, I thought his head was gone. But that's the player he is. That is the player he is, man. But yeah, he's everywhere. I think that was an underrated cameo from Duran yesterday. He was getting about. His whole play was good. He was linking play, getting good opportunities. Should have scored. Flecken again makes a. I don't even think Flecken really knows anything about it. It's wonderful play from Rodgers in that second half. Rodgers again was having more freedom and just balling out, and it was a great through ball. And the way Duran somehow managed to get his toe on the ball in front of the defender and get so much power behind the shot, and it just clips Ven and Flecken's body and goes out for a corner. But that could have gone in, man. It was so close.
Honestly, I think I said to you on text that felt like a glitch when he got to the end of that, because we was in the stadium like, what the hell just happened there? Like, how did he get his foot to that? And the power he generated, like you said, out of minimal contact, scary. He's scary, bro. Like, I thought he was really, like, I think if you would have had about 20 more minutes there, like, for that game to go on, he would have bagged in the end. Like, he was unlucky not to score. I think he got like 0.6 XG in like 25 minutes. I think I don't know how Emery will play it in it, but I could see him starting Southampton to rest. But we'll see how it goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if I did see him start against Southampton.
I thought, yeah, we'll see, bro. I'm not disappointed either way, to be honest. I think either of them bags. Whoever starts always to play together, I think they can both bag. But I thought McGinn was good centrally yesterday. He hasn't had the best times playing centrally. I think people. I saw some comments saying McGinn should always play centrally. In that, I think they're forgetting it. He played centrally against Bruges and he was poor that game. He didn't really work. The last few weeks he's been finding himself, Rodgers going to the left and playing centrally as well. Against Juve, and he didn't really offer much in that game. So yeah, I thought McGinn was much better yesterday, and I think that he was allowed to have a bit more space as well to play. But I could see McGinn potentially coming out, or Rodgers coming out, and Watkins and Duran starting together. I think there's just so many options, man, but that wouldn't surprise me. Or it wouldn't surprise me if one of them sits on the bench on the weekend.
Paul says, hi, Penno and Adam. Mings and Konza are solid. Keep with them now. I think we buy another CB, play Torres as a midfielder. Break play, or we could play with Kamara. Paul says, Bailey's also back now. And Brentford have never beaten Villa at Villa Park, which is mad. Long may that continue.
Yeah, we've got a great record against them, innit? Should beat them last year and the year before Aaron Dance Masterclass.
Well, that's what that's the reference that came into my mind. The 4-0. We had a penalty that game as well. That Ings banged, didn't it? So.
Yeah. But I remember Bailey was flying that game.
Danks just introduced us to a vibe he could not maintain, bro. Like, it lasted 1 week?
Yeah, then we got slapped away at St James's, which, to be fair, hasn't changed. But hopefully it changes this year. But didn't change the year after, so we shall see. Bro.
Won the game, back up to 7th. I think that's a true reflection of where we are in the league this season. Like, there's no way we've been the 12th best side in the league. Like,
I want to say, bro, also, just Philogene cameo. It's nice to see him dribble with the ball, and actually he was doing some nice things and had some nice touches. And he had one phase of playing in our own half where he dribbled past like 4 man, just doing ball rolls. And yeah, it was nice to see him have that bit of confidence and space and getting a chance to express himself in a game which, the points are already secure, and he can just start playing with a bit more freedom, because he started to do that a bit in the second half towards the end. So yeah, that was good to see, and hopefully we see more of that.
Nah, he played. He's quite nervous because the crowd get onto him quite quickly, Philogene, because obviously he hasn't really done much this season, so it's like a build up. So even if he does the right thing, like I remember he kept possession on the right hand side, which Emery wanted him to do, and like he was just getting booed. I was just like, that's a bit harsh. Like, I think, considering he's not playing in his correct position or his most comfortable position, which is on the left, I think, yeah, maybe just rein it just a little bit back in with Philogene. Like, I think it will come, and I know people will think like, come on, you've been brought in, you got to perform from the get go, and I don't think he's been great, but I would like to see him on that left when he comes on maybe one time. I think that would be nice to see as well. He played there against Bayern on that side. But yeah, I think he just needs a goal for Lejeune, man. He just needs a goal. Same with Bailey still as well. Like Bailey's improving, but he needs a goal himself as well.
Yeah. Same again, bro. Just the numbers elsewhere, they need to just up them. It's the Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins show at the minute, and everyone else needs to start chipping in.
That's why I thought Rodgers was kind of being a bit scapegoated when people saying like he's got to be benched or like he's well off. Like I thought the system shouldn't rely on Rodgers performing every single game. Like it should still be able to find ways to create, and we won't see that.
All numbers, bro. Just goals. Like goals should come from elsewhere as well. It can't just be Watkins and Rodgers. And okay, Duran had the spell because he's coming off the bench, but that he's never going to maintain that. That he was just on an unbelievable, like out of this world run, and it's expected for it to regress. So the other players, McGinn, I think, just got 1 assist this season. I think Bailey's got 1 assist as well. Need to get the goals up, man.
And you got to think with Rodgers being man marked sometimes 2v1s, just to like nullify his ability, he's going to create space for our other attackers, and they need to maximize that space they're being afforded. And I think we did, to be fair, yesterday with McGinn's carrying and Bailey getting his shots off in the box, but it has to be consistent now. I just wanted to talk about one thing. They brought on Igor Thiago. I thought he looked quite dangerous. This was probably the only thing Mings got wrong in the game. He lets his man go through and he has that one-on-one from the Mbeumo pass out wide. And I would have liked him just to defend that a little bit better, but I think he blasted it over the bar. But I thought, okay, he's made that run straight away. Like we'll have to watch him. But luckily after that, he didn't really do anything in the game. But yeah, Brentford had little warnings here and there, but during that second half, I think after like the 65th minute period, I didn't feel any time we'd lose that game or draw the game.
It felt calm, man. It's professional, very good performance, very happy. Numbers all pointed in favour of us. And yeah, bro, as you were saying before, I really interrupted about saying Village. Our X points, if you want to look statistically, we should be 5th in the table. Now, obviously, there's 2 games tonight, which would have a bearing on that, but it places us 5th. A lot of our numbers as well are still very good. So it's funny, and it's funny how things can change so quick.
That's kind of my hot take, bro. Like it looks like I'm saying it hindsight by after a win, but my hot take is I don't think the performances have been that different to last season. I think last season we rode our luck a bit with like results. Like, do you remember the Chelsea game? Like they were still getting in behind last year, innit? And they were still offering a similar threat until like the Gusto red card. And then the Gusto red card happened. They had 10 men. Then we were finding the gaps behind with Watkins. Like I just think we rode our luck a bit last season, and this season we've probably been a bit unlucky. And like it's just about finding that balance. Like
the numbers were the same. The numbers were like very same from the 2 Chelsea games, the one last year and the one this year.
Yeah,
the one last year we won.
The one before when Potter got sacked, they had better numbers than they did on Sunday.
Palace at home, our numbers were the same. We had a penalty in both games as well.
This is what
one we missed, one we scored. It's just variance. Literally, it's variance. It's like
obviously on ITIS, there's been issues with like the right hand side. Like I get that as well, but I don't think there's just that much like this. I don't think there's a narrative of like a massive drop off,
chronic decline. Yeah, I agree.
I just think last season we overperformed a little bit, but we was riding the wave and we was gas. We were getting Champions League. We were near the top of the table, and I think this season I don't think it's as bad as made out, and I think we're performing like a top 7 team. I think we'll finish top 7 this season, bro.
Same.
I can see top 7.
I could say. And we'll be in the fight for that 5th spot. I think we will. I think you can see how the top 4's looking now. That's going to be a real hard push. Now Chelsea have got turned up, and you always expect City to find some form at some point. But top 5, if that is a Champions League place, is still a fight for that. So, I mean, the teams you're going up against, no one's consistent, are they? So
Forest have dropped off a little bit as well, haven't they? They've lost like 3 of their last 4 Forest.
I class Spurs, Newcastle United, Brighton. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Man.
Well, yeah, bro. I think that's everything.
Any more comments, bro?
I'll go through quick more comments. Spengdon, thanks for joining us. Says, think it's 3 assists for Bailey now. Paul says we were comfortable and Mings in the air was commanding. Guys, it must get going. We're going to be a surprise for the Paul saying anything tonight, man. That's title charge and that. Look what one win does to a fan base. Change your life. You reckon we buy some signings in Jan? Yeah, but I think they'll be cheap options. And as we know about Emery, they have to improve the squad. Otherwise, Emery just doesn't want to know.
I can't lie, bro. We like a little signing in Jan. Like, obviously, Alex Moreno was integral to us getting Conference League. I think we can all say that, honestly. He changed the way we played in that second half of the season in terms of that left back and his positioning, the way he was able to cut balls back, and we had a different dynamic compared to Digne, who can rotate. Last season, we signed Morgan.
Can't forget signed John Duran that January as well.
And John Duran as well.
That much impact that season.
But look at him now. Yeah, and then obviously last year Morgan Rogers. So maybe we can pick up a little bargain somewhere again this January. Which I think it will be most long.
The links seem centre back, right back, attacking midfielder seems to be what they're looking for.
I really do wonder if we go back for the Fiorentina right back. If there was concrete talks with him.
Yeah,
because he was highly rated. I think he won. Didn't he win Young Italian Player of the Year? Was it Coyote?
Yeah, Coyote. Yeah, he's called.
Yeah. So, I remember the links towards him, and I thought that'd be a really interesting signing. Plus, he's young and time to develop. He's highly rated in Italy. He'll be an Italian international as well. That'll be an interesting one if we go back in for him.
I think as well, there's a decision maybe to be made on how they look long term with Ramsey. I mean, if we're hearing he's out another 3-4 weeks, do they accept that he might have issues or might not be as available as they'd like, and do they go out and just purchase that left midfielder and try and get it done in January instead of summer, just to let them ease in for 6 months to be the starter?
What do you do? Ramsey try and get him to play to offload him, because the cash in Ramsey is not going to be the cash in I think many people would like if it was at this point in time.
Yeah, but I think there's a decision there to be made, because I love Ramsey and I think he's such a big help to our squad with
unbelievable player when he's fit.
Yeah, but at some point you also have to say you can't really enjoy a player if they're not there as much as you like. And then he had the issues last season. We thought this season will be fresh, but it seems like you just can't catch a break. So yeah, Bayern always gets linked though, doesn't he? Bayern is always a name that you hear about.
I'm seeing Bayern a link to Man Cities and stuff now, which is mad. So I think Bayern is if we get a deal like that, it's a top deal.
Derek says, "What's up, fellas? Why Aston Villa? New fan of soccer from the USA. Do you wanna do a sales pitch, bro?"
Firstly, the accents. If we're local lads, down the road from us, so we kind of just grew up being Villa fans. I think he
means why. Does he mean why should I support Aston Villa if he's a new?
I think he was asking us. I thought he was asking us why Aston Villa, why we're Villa fans. Derek, well, firstly, we'll do the why we're Villa fans. Yeah, Brummies, down the road, local team, whole family of Villa. We were just born Villa fans, really, and it's in our blood. So yeah, Villa was our path, and they chose us, and that's it. If it's for why you should be a Villa fan, and thank you for watching as a new fan as well. I really appreciate it. It's good to see fans from across the world. Why you should be a Villa fan? History, unreal football club. It just has the full support, full backing from everyone, whether they be local or from far and wide. I've come across so many fans from across the globe who are Villa fans who support them just as much as myself and my brother and many other local Villa fans as well. It doesn't matter where you're from within the world. Villa fans are through and through, and wherever your spot planted, there'll no doubt be someone somewhere local to you who's also a Villa fan. So yeah, just the history, bro, and what we're looking to do going forward as well. It's under Unai Emery, it's been a total transformation. I think fans of football in general will have seen that and noticed how Villa have gone from close relegation candidates with Steven Gerrard to now challenging for top fours and trying to get into Europe and going on to higher paths. So this time now, there's going to be ups and downs. This is Aston Villa Football Club. You have to get used to it. That is the norm. If you're a fan of that, if you like a roller coaster, if you like going to a fun fair, If you like going to a theme park, be a Villa fan because it will have your heart going like those rides do as well, for sure. But yeah, anything you want to add to that, bro?
Derek also says Villa is a great name. I can get down with a diverse fan base.
Facts.
And Unai is a great manager. Yeah, three really, really great points, man. Really great points. Paul says, "Do you think
you're not going to add to that? You're not going to add to that?
Well, you did such a good job. There was nothing for me to add. Well, like you sold it. Hopefully, we've got ourselves a new.
I might have to pitch that elsewhere, man. See how that's going.
You gotta write that down, bro. You gotta. I know you was reading your notes up anyway, but you gotta.
Of course. I know, Derek.
Paul says, "Do you think we'll sell Jadon?" No, I think he'll get more chances, and then hopefully he can improve. Steve says Emery didn't look happy at the end. He'll be gone. Emery Wendy, I think that's about. Paul says, I started seriously supporting Aston Villa when they played daily, and they played my mates who are twins support Liverpool, but had a soft spot for Crazy Gang, Wimbledon with Fashanu and Vinnie Jones. Yeah, that's before my time. But you always hear about that Wimbledon side, don't it, bro?
Bro, I can't remember my first game. I swear we battered Wimbledon. I can't I remember watching us play Wimbledon and Southampton, and I know we slapped one of them. But I was so young, I can't remember, and I can't remember since. But yeah, I think it was a slap into Wimbledon. I think we got 5. That was my first game. But yeah, man, many memories, bro. Many memories. The one thing that we'd like to see, and we ain't seen really, is just win anything. Like we were too young for 96. Well, you weren't even born, but I was a toddler. So 96 was too young for us.
West Ham, first game, bro. 3rd round, you never know. Could be a cut one.
Oh, we struggled against Stevenage, so we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see about that one. But he's hoping, man, this is the year. Obviously, I went 2000s, 2015 as well. Yeah, they weren't the best times where they both the FA Cup finals. We didn't go all the way. Just silverware, man. Silverware.
Yeah,
I'll let you answer that one.
Yeah, we have dual owners. So Nassif Sariris, Egyptian billionaire. He's more like the face of Villa, would you say, bro? He seems to take more day-to-day action with Villa. And then we have Wes Edens, who owns the Milwaukee Bucks as well. He's also an owner of Aston Villa, and they've been owners for 5 years. They saved the club from bankruptcy, so a lot of fans feel indebted to their support. And yeah, Derek says, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I can't have another toxic ownership regime. If you're a Cowboys fan, if you dislike Tom Brady, then Villa might be the club for you.
Yeah. Okay, tell you.
Tom Brady owns Villa's rivals, Birmingham City. So if you don't
biggest
like Brady,
rivals.
Yeah, if you don't like Brady, then Villa might be for you, because he kind of became like an op in it, really. See, he's got like on Twitter.
Brady is an op now. You're fuck Brady. I've never liked him anywhere.
He's part owner of the Raiders as well, though, which is annoying now. So.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of the Greek Freak as well, if Gianni's fan, if you like the Bucks, we'll have ownership. The owner of those also owns Villa as well.
Derek says, okay, I'm a Villa fan. See, sold him, bro. Sold him.
There we go. Big up, Derek.
So yeah, bro. That's it for the game. Villa back up to 7th. Southampton at home. That's probably the most ideal fixture on paper before you start saying, bro, any team's good in the Premier League. But I'm saying on paper, it's the most ideal game you could probably get. And hopefully we just win again, bro. Back-to-back wins. Like we need to build some momentum.
Just stop Tyler dribbling, and we're all good. That's all I'm saying. And we'll be good. Let's end it there, yeah. All right, bro. Thanks for joining me tonight, man. It was a good pod. Good. Nice to go through a win. Nice to talk positively. With evidence to back that up as well. Because we have been lacking a bit recently, and it's just a nice feeling. Nice to get a win. Nice to see Villa get 3 points and a return to winning ways. Join us. We'll have a preview for the game, the Southampton game. So join us for that. Again, as always, if you could subscribe if you're new as well. Drop your comments and your thoughts on Villa's first win in 8, how we performed, how we played, who was your man of the match as well. I think for me, I'm going to give it to Tyrone Mings playing his first game back. He was man of the match. You, bro, got a quick one?
Rogers.
Morgan Rogers from a bro as well. Thought he was outstanding. So, yeah, good shouts. And, yeah, thank you for joining. As I said, we'll have a preview for the Southampton game. Up the Villa and see you on the next one.